Hey, Ben here again with another video. It's been a minute. Did I say video or video? Anyway, it's been a minute since I recorded one of these. But today we're finally doing our review, sort of review of Metroid Prime Remastered. There's not going to be any gameplay or screenshots because if you've seen those, you know it's beautiful and you don't need that to sell you on the game or not. So this game, Metroid Prime, was a masterpiece for the Gamecube. It came out in 2001 or 2002. Okay, there it is. And it was fantastic. Best game on the Gamecube. And that or the shirt I'm wearing, Super Metroid, are the best game in the series. You can debate these two, but I don't think you can argue anything else. And the control scheme was excellent. This was before the ubiquity of dual stick controls for movement and that would be looking around on modern shooters. But the C-stick was used to select your beam. The D-pad was used to select your visor. Move, jump, one of these was turn into morph ball, one of these was missile. I think that was jump. I think that could have been shoot. A and the trigger both could have been shoot. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what R did either. L was lock on. So, I mean, it worked. The game was fantastic. Beat it in normal mode, beat it in hard mode. I beat it in under 10 hours. I beat it on both continents. Freaking amazing game. And then they decided to release it as a Wii Day Asobu or New Play Control series. And this may be Japan only. May have been in Europe, but the West, US and Europe did get it in Metroid Trilogy as part of that. And I haven't tested these controls out, but I did test the Metroid Prime Echoes, or Metroid Prime 2 Echoes disc, and if they're anything like that, the motion controls do get some getting used to. You look around with the Wiimote, which is really weird. Movements over here. One of these turns you into a ball, of course. You hold something and then you move to select the beam, which is very awkward. I think the D-pad here selects your visor. And so for me, it's just very awkward. Plus, the thing is long, so from top to bottom, it's kind of long. Unless you hold it properly. I would usually grip it here because I want to access the A and the D-pad here. But then, you know, what do I do with the 1 and 2 buttons? So I should probably adjust my grip to somewhere more in the middle, or a loose grip like that seems to be working now pretty well. Anyway. So I mean, there's no graphics. The controllers were the only thing they changed for that version. And then they shadow dropped Metroid Prime Remastered, which was apparently done and sitting on the shelf for ages, but you know, that's the rumor mill. And not only did you have the standard GameCube control here on your Joy-Cons or whatever you have, it also gives you the option to play like the Wiimote. Now, these are not going to be as sensitive as the Wii Motion Plus would be, or at least that's what I hear on the internet. But yeah, you can point with this one, and it should function very similarly. But it also added the option of using the right stick as a look control, so more like a modern twin stick shooter. And I mean, does it work? Yes and no, because what it does is it maps the visors initially to the D-pad or D-pad section here, and you have to hold the X button to switch beams, and I didn't like that at all. In fact, because I'm playing on my Hori Split Pad Pro here, this is actually the best way I found to play it. But I switched the mapping here so that the default for the D-pad is beam, And again, if you're trying to stick and move, it's a little bit counterintuitive to switch your weapons here when you're trying to move at the same time. That's a minor gripe. But so I hold the X button and switch visors here because I found that most of the time you're not going to use the visors and the weapons in combat. You're going to only use one or the other. There are a few exceptions. The Omega Pirate fight is probably the only notable one, or unless you have some wave troopers of multiple different types, or the fission Metroids again. So, well, no, but you wouldn't be switching visors for those or those. So, yeah, the Omega Pirate is the only major fight where you have to use both visors and weapons at the same time. Even Metroid Prime, the first phase is weapons only. So there you go. Yeah, and the other problem I had was there's a lot of buttons on this, and a lot of buttons that are double purposed. So the A button here is shoot, but the R trigger here, or just ZR I guess it is, because Nintendo. But the ZR button is also shoot, and that's the problem. I think one of these was missiles, one of those was change into the morph ball, B was jump, so yeah, Y was change, morph ball, B is jump, or yeah, jump. X, yeah, again, you're supposed to toggle the visors or the beams with X, and R is missiles. L, I don't think was used for anything that I was aware of, so that's 2 extra buttons. Now what I thought they should have done, and this would have been fantastic, was to do a Mega Man style with the beams here. Just tap, or you're on your regular beam, you tap once to the right, you're on the wave beam, tap once to the right again, you're on the ice beam, which is at the bottom, tap one more, and you're on the plasma beam, and one more circles around. So if you're on the regular beam, you need the plasma beam, boom. You're on, go back to regular beam, boom. Wave beam, ice beam, boom, regular, or, you know, regular. So I thought the shoulder buttons would have been perfect for that. But that's not the reason I'm saying the Hori Split Pad Pro is the best way to do it. And any, like, not Pro controller, but anything with macros. Because you see where the hold button to switch is located, X on the top. The jump button's in the way. No, the jump button's in the way, the extra shoot button is in the way, and depending on your movements, the morph ball is also in the way. So, what I did was I macroed the X button to the back trigger here. Yeah, which, what's that labeled as? There's something written there. Does that say RR or TR? And the other side is something L or FL? Finger? Maybe it says finger. Anyway, that's beside the point. I remapped X here so I can hold that and change to whatever visor I need. Of course, if you're in the scan visor and you shoot, you automatically get out of that. So that's a freebie. But if I need the X-ray, I just do that. I need the thermal visor, I just do that. So I found that to be the absolute best way to work with the controls, because it's perfectly imperfect. I mean, you don't have the free look, which, you know, I guess modern gamers are not gonna like. It's fine the way it is, honestly. And, you know, if you have the free look, which you have here, you don't have selecting beam and visor simultaneously with, you know, perfect ease. So there was always going to be something sacrificed in the transition to the Switch and its modern controls. But that being said, again, with 2 superfluous buttons, I think you very easily could have had an Mega Man style switch weapons here, Mega Man X style up top. And then I wouldn't have a single complaint. Maybe map the missiles to X then? Or, yeah, so. Or get rid of the double shoot again. Maybe make this shot here missiles? I don't know. Anyway, so those are my thoughts on the controls. Without the macro, it would have been a much more difficult transition to the version we actually got. And I'm very happy I have that style of control, which many people may not. Now, as for the game, like I said, the graphics are beautiful. This is what you expect out of an HD remaster. I mean, every game should look this good, or they just shouldn't be remastered at all. Just drop the games as they are, because this game is gorgeous. Like I said, the gameplay is at least as good as it was before. So the twin stick and the button mapping, that depends on the gamer. But it's great. And like I said, I beat it in 15 hours with 85% all from memory, and it only took me an hour to clean it up using the guide, and I got those 14 final items in nobody's business. But yeah, so those are my thoughts on the control scheme for Metroid Prime Remastered. Again, if you've never played it, you should totally pick it up because the game is fantastic. One of the best games possibly of all time. But yeah, so again, if you stuck on this long, thanks for watching. Leave a comment below on your favorite control scheme for the game. And until next time, have a good one.